Hey guys, TRK here, and today I have a special guest. YugiPenguin is back with me and is going to be doing a Kuriboh deck profile for you. But before we get into that, be sure to check the description below for a link to his profile. Hit subscribe to the channel and of course to his as well. Leave a comment if you'd like to see any specific deck profiles or other videos of us working together. And hit the like button of course. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Cool, so basically I'm going to call this tier 1 Kuribohs. I say it's tier 1 because they can go against any matchup. Right now I'm trying to just stop trick stars in their tracks, maybe spiral cards. We're going to start with the main card himself, Kuriboh. Without Kuriboh, your deck isn't Kuribohs, is it? And then it's self-explanatory also, but I don't really need to explain Kuriboh. Kuriboh is my main boss monster of the deck really. I know it's a level 1 and it just looks like something out of Skyrim, but I only activate his effect from the graveyard when my opponent declares an attack. So basically you can banish this card and special summon as many Kuribohs as you want from the graveyard. So although your opponent will get a replay on the battle, you're still swarming the board with many Kuriboh cards.
As you've done to me, and it works.
It's fantastic. It works so well. The next card I want to play is Double Wing Kuriboh. Basically this just stops, basically any battle damage you would take just gets reduced to 0. Clear Kuriboh, very cool card. I don't activate the first effect because it doesn't really work. It just varies on what your opponent activates. But if this card is in the graveyard and your opponent declares a direct attack on Clear Kuriboh, whilst it's in the graveyard you can banish it, you can draw one card. If it's a monster card, you may special summon it. So again, you're swarming the board as much as you can, trying to stop your opponent from doing any damage. Then I played 2 Kuri Bandits. So during the end phase, if this card was normal summoned, you can actually tribute the card, so another Kuriboh body in the graveyard, and then you excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, add 1 spell or trap, and then just send the rest to the graveyard. Again, you want as many Kuribohs in the graveyard as possible. Then I play Gay Pride Rainbow Kuriboh, purely because when your opponent declares an attack, you can actually attach this card from your hand to your opponent's monster to stop it attacking, or you can activate its second attack from the graveyard if your opponent does get rid of the card anyway, and then if it's a direct attack, you can actually special summon it. So it's a very good card. And last but not least for Kuribohs, I played the Sphere Kuriboh that looks like Ring Dragon of Ra Sphere mode, but you can actually discard this card from your hand, and then you can actually just change the battle position of your opponent's monster. So that's the Kuribohs.
All of them monsters are so cute, but they're really not fun to play against.
They're not fun because they can go into the extra deck. I don't think people are seeing the bigger picture with this deck right now, but
it's very fun.
I'll show you what I mean by when I say tier 1 Kuribohs, because there's so many plays I can go into. My next monster is 3 Galaxy Soldiers. I know that throws a lot of people off because they don't expect Galaxy Soldiers in this deck in particular. So you can discard a light monster. You're playing lots of light monsters in the deck, so you can bring him out, and then obviously this extends your extra deck plays into Greedy Saramaya, or you can go into Cyber Dragon Infinity. Next card, Kaiser Volse Raider at 1. It's just it's a free special summon basically, and it's a dark attribute. So the only reason why I play him is for double Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning. So you need a beat stick on the field obviously, and Blackluster Soldier is that. And then I played 2 Prime Material Dragons because I'm playing Trick Stars and I'm playing TRK a lot in duels, and I'm practicing with this deck a lot. Prime Material Dragon stops Trick Stars in their tracks. It's giving you the life points, and its other effect for a common card is incredible because any effect that's activating, you can discard a card, negate the activation, and destroy the card.
This card, we literally just finished a game, and I forgot this card was on the field and its effect, and I managed to give him the win by giving him the life points. I just drew my card, end phase, had 2 Licorice on the field. He gained the life points instead of finishing him off, and I was just, that was it.
I literally had 200 life points left, and I somehow stayed in the game and finished the guy off. Poor guy. There you go. So last but not least, I'm playing the Wing Dragon of Ra Sphere mode, so you can use it as a kaiju to tribute off. The Ring Dragon of Ra is there in case you do actually hit off with that card, but I don't really recommend it. Unless you're putting a card called Phantom of Chaos in the deck, which will help you get a free 4,000 card. And then last but not least, I round off with just the 1 Droll and Lockbird for a minute, and I sided the other Droll. Into the spells, I play 2 Flute of Summoning Kuribohs. It's a must-have in the deck. It's a very cute card, but again, underestimating your opponent is the worst thing you can do in the game. This will actually either add a Kuriboh or Wing Kuriboh to your hand, or you can special summon them. I play 2 Card of Demise. This card is probably the life and soul of my deck right now, because even if I can just draw the 3 and I don't even use them, and they're all just Kuriboh cards, I'm just going to put them in a graveyard anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Since most of the effects play from the graveyard, it's just beneficial either way.
It just does not matter. And then 2 Burial from a Different Dimension, because I'm banishing Kuriboh and I'm banishing other Kuriboh cards in the graveyard, so I'm going to just reset the door and just bring them back. I play the 1 Scapegoat. I've sided the other one because I'm trying different things out with the deck. So the 1 Scapegoat is enough to get your 2 Mrs. Radiance. 1 Detonate, so you can destroy all Kuribohs you control, and then basically destroy a number of cards on the field.
Love that card.
It's an okay card. I don't really play it as much because I'm not playing Kuribohs much on the field. 1 Multiplier to tribute off a Kuriboh to bring out more tokens, so you can go into more extended combo plays. My revival spells are Soul Charge and Monster Reborn. Can never go wrong. And then for my trap cards, I only play 4 trap cards. I play 3 battle traps and 1 normal trap card. So Magic Cylinders. Battle traps are back, in my opinion, because a lot of people are thinking about negation stuff. So people are not thinking, oh, okay, he's got battle traps down. So Magic Cylinder really throws them off, especially at late game. So you can just activate it and then just finish your opponent off. And then 2 Evenly Matches, because most of the time I'm actually going to be controlling no monsters or any cards on the field. So I'm activating Evenly Matched from my hand, and then I'm just wiping the board clean nearly. And last but not least for the trap cards, Royal Decree. I've just started playing this. This is more for just like the Altergeist matchup. I'm trying to stop all trap cards, and I don't think it works against Evenly Matched because I'm activating it from my hand. But I know if it hits the field, it may actually stop it. So I'm not too sure about that.
We'll have to check rulings.
We'll have to get a ruling for that.
I can imagine that Royal Decree going up against Altergeist, especially with someone who we know that plays Altergeist and Anti-Spell Fragrance. If you can get the Royal Decree up straight away, you're not restricting yourself from being able to play your spells.
It's a cool idea to try and combo off as many times. But moving into the extra deck, 1 Skull Dread, 1 Firewall Dragon, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Nightmare Griffin. You can pause this video just if I'm going too fast. I know I am. 1 Nightmare Phoenix. 1 Nightmare Cerberus. Trigate Wizard. Decode Talker. 2 Mrs. Radiance. A Proxy Dragon. And a Link Spider for all my Link monsters. And to be honest, guys, I do go into all these cards most of the time with the Kuriboh deck, because you can just make so many plays because I'm swarming the board with Kuribohs and token cards. And then last but not least for my XEs cards, number 14 Greedy Saramea. This is just specifically for the Trick Style matchup, and it just any effect damage that you would take, you would actually just be throwing back at your opponent.
I haven't seen you go into that yet. It'll be interesting to play against it.
The thing is, I want to bring this card out along with Prime Material Dragon, because I would inflict the damage to you, but Prime Material Dragon would
be giving it to you as well.
Would be giving me the life points also.
It's like a double slap.
So yeah, that's a really cool combo to play in the deck. And then last but not least, Cyber Dragon Nova and Infinity. I was actually going to side out a couple of cards and throw Cyber Dragons in, so you can activate Nova's effect and bring out a special summon of Cyber Dragon as a light attribute, and then you could as an extra monster on the board, so you can actually extend more combo plays. I didn't really think of that until now in this deck profile, so maybe Cyber Dragons might be a good idea.
Let's see how it works.
And then last but not least, we're gonna try for this side deck. It's not a very good side deck, but we're gonna go 1 Black Luster Soldier Envoy at the beginning. So I know you can run 3 in the deck, but it can brick, so that's the only reason why. 2 Link Slayers. I almost said Lanky Slayers there. 2 Link Slayers for problematic boards, so you can just discard the up to 2 cards and then destroy 2 spells and traps on the field. It works as your Twin Twisters, and you can special summon it. It's a free monster for the board. Same with Kaiser Volse Raider. It's a free monster to special summon. Another Droll Lock Bird, and then I have Wing Kuriboh level 10, which can work if your opponent is swarming the board with a ton of monsters and they've got all that attack power. I suggest you put Wing Kuriboh level 10 in your deck, because you contribute it off. It destroys all their monsters on their side of the field, and then they would take damage equal to their original attacks, so they could take up to a god. Like, that's an OTK almost.
Yeah, it's an OTK condition.
It can work. And then 2 XEs cards, Sylvan Princess Sprite. You can detach a material, and then if it's a spell or trap that you draw, you can actually add it to hand. If not, you excavate the top card of your deck to the graveyard. And then Constellar Pleiades is also very good for level 5 monsters. So 2 level 5 monsters will bring it out, and then you can actually target 1 card on the field and return it to the opponent's hand.
Very useful.
Yep, very cool. Usually I would have played that in Kaijus with this deck, but I'm not playing Kaijus now. I think Kaijus is too much in the deck. Transcendent Wings will bring you out the Wing Kuriboh level 10. There's the other Scapegoat I was telling you about.
One of my favourite cards.
Yeah, I mean, it looks nice, especially in Dark Savior's version now. And then the limited card for 1/1, which will be sending a monster from your hand to the graveyard, and then special summoning a level 1 monster from your deck. Basically, your deck is full of level 1 monsters. And then 1 Magic Cylinders again. A Heavy Storm Duster, because I'm hardly ever throwing attacks, so you can just use that and then not conduct your battle phase this turn. Unless you're activating it on your opponent's turn, it does not matter at all. And then last but not least, Anti-Spell Fragrance, because there's problematic boards out there that you need to contend with. So if you're going to throw those in, be sure that you're not playing that many. You're playing many spell cards, so just be sure that if you're using this card, make sure your opponent gets rid of it at the right time.
And that anti-spell fragrance could be very good against Trickstar matchups and Goki matchups, for example. Not too good against the Autogeist, of course, but against my deck, the Trickstars, it just shuts them down straight away if you can get it out.
Exactly. And last but not least, guys, I don't own this card just yet, but when I do, I'll put this card into the deck. I'm sure TRK will actually display it on screen for me. This is number 54. It's an XYZ card called Braveheart, or was it Lionheart? It's one of the two. I think it's Lionheart. Number 54, Lionheart, which requires level 1 monsters to XYZ, and basically you can detach a material. Any damage that you would take that turn would just go straight back to your opponent. So for 100 attack and defense, it actually has one of the best effects in the game, in my opinion. Especially, it needs to be played with Kuribohs. And that's it for me.
Well, thank you very much for doing your deck profile, YugiPenguin. Be sure to look in the description and go check out his channel and subscribe to him. Like this video and leave a comment on what you would like to see us do next together. I'm sure there's multiple ideas that you can come up with. If there's deck profiles you want to see or product openings, just give us a message so that we can try and do something for you. TRK signing off.
Awesome.